Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to another session of Hashtag Grow Her Game Filipinas Football at Home Series Forum. At Home Series Visayas Mindanao Chapter. So our discussion today will revolve around how we elevate the game of our girls year after year, and we'll anchor that on our Festival of Football experiences. So also, we would like to welcome our special guests today. Before anything, Coach Apps Bariñan and Coach Ching Delos Reyes of our U15 Girls National Football Team, of course, from Cebu City and from Davao City, respectively. Without further ado, we have our co-moderator for this afternoon, Simone Jaldon of Davao City, to introduce our guest today.
Thanks, Coach Belay. So just a quick review of last week. So last week we had guests from Davao City and Cebu, and we learned about their different coaching experiences. And this week we have a different set of coaches with us, this time from Negros Occidental, Iloilo, and Gensan. So our first guest coach currently resides in General Santos City, is a former player of the UP Women's Football Varsity team. She's now the football and futsal coach of Mindanao State University, CETD, in Gensan, and is also a coach at the Gensan United Football Club. She's involved in her local FA as their grassroots development officer. So let's all welcome Coach Maan Pamintuan La Morena.
Hi.
Hi, Coach Maan. Our second guest coach is from Pontevedra Negros Occidental. She's a grassroots coach and grassroots program head of the Pontevedra Futboleros Club. And she works with their mixed under-7, under-11 girls, and under-13 girls teams, developing the young teams she has been working with year after year and has helped bring them as far as Batang Pinoy and Palarong Pambansa. Let's welcome Coach Jo Delim. Hi, Coach Jo.
Hello po.
Our next guest coach is from Iloilo. She used to play for the Far Eastern University women's team and represented the country back in 2008 at the AFF Women's Championship in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. She's currently a DepEd Junior High School MAPE teacher and is an active coach at the Santa Barbara Football Club and the Panay Football Association. Let's welcome Coach Joanna Sabid.
Hi. Hello.
Joanna. Another coach from Negros Occidental, but this time from Bacolod. She is currently the NOFA Academy administrator and is involved in the organization of various tournaments under NOFA. She is the NOFA Cup chairperson, the Mindanao Cup co-chairperson, the Luzon Cup tournament director, and the Dynamic Football League First Conference tournament commissioner. Let's all welcome Coach Laika Jochico. Hi, Coach Laika.
Oh.
So thank you so much for joining us, guys. Today, our discussion will revolve around the Festival of Football, the FOF experience in our respective areas. So all of the coaches in the panel of guests have been involved in the organization of the FOF. So we'll be moderating the discussion around their experiences, organizing or coaching, and the efforts being done before and after FOF, since FOF is one of the primary ways we identify young talents to play for the national team. So I'm going to just jump in and ask our coaches. So could you please share with us about your FOF involvement? What are your roles and how did you get involved in the FOF? Coach Maan.
Hi again. Good afternoon. I was a coach before for the FOF team of South Cotabato, and it was actually, that was 2 or 3 years ago when I was part of the FOF team, because last year we did not participate with the FOF, but I was handling the under 15 team that represented the FA. At that time, actually I was just a new coach here in Mindanao, and my friend from South Cotabato, because I'm from Jensen, right, which is an hour away from South Cotabato. So my friend invited me to take part because they actually wanted to have a female coach handling the female players. So during that time, I really had no idea what FOF was, to be honest. But then when they invited me, I realized that, oh, okay, so eto pala yun. So I had to check out different teams within the area of South Cotabato, and that was how I recruited also the players that I brought to the FOF.
Thank you for that, Coach Maan. How about Coach Joanna? What was your role in the FOF and how did you get involved? Hello. Coach Joanna?
She's on mute.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. So, my role as a coach is to motivate and to encourage yung mga babae to play within their same age group na puro lang sila babae. Kaya at the same time, para hindi rin sila naglalaro in their own province, ma-motivate din sila through international. Kasi if we say FOF, it is a recruitment for the national team. Then the second one is to introduce sa kanila yung setup kung paano lalaruin yung 9 versus 9 until 11 aside. Kasi most of the girls, especially sa province namin, they played most of the time 7 aside. So I got first involved sa FOF when I was in Cebu year 2015. Then nung time na yun, nagtatrabaho kasi ako sa isang school. At the same time, I am a coach, but it is a boys U9 and U14, U9 and U11 in Don Bosco. Then one of the coach in CFA approached me na, "Uy, coach, mag-handle ka ng FOF girls." So sabi ko, ha? Pag sure ko siya, then tinanong ko kung saan at kailan. Kasi it was my first time. Then parang nung time na yun, dun ko lang narinig yung FOF. Then pagpunta ko sa training, nakita ko si Coach Marlo. So sabi ko parang confident ako kasi at least babae rin yung coach. Then yung approach parang medyo mahirap siya kasi from boys mag-transition na naman ako for girls na training. But then during that time na-continue na siya until nakauwi na ako sa Iloilo. So, I handled and trained girls here also in Iloilo until 2019. Yun lang.
Thanks for that, Coach Joanna. How about you, Coach Jo? What roles have you played in the FOF and how did you get involved in the first place?
Okay, we started nung FOF, the provincial FA, the NOFA, assigned us coaches to lead the team na mag-try out for the FOF at San Carlos City. And it was also our first time to handle since our club just started the program for the football. And during that time, it was born 2006 na assigned to me. And it was just, and during that time, we bring with us our more younger players for the purpose to showcase to them what is happening in the field during the tryouts. So it was born 2006, but our players that time is 2008. And it was a good experience because of that FOF. We're challenged to look forward to do more better and prepare for the future FOF since it was our first time. And it helped a lot for our coaches also because during the FOF, not also the aspiring players, but the parents and also the coaching staff kasama namin to witness what is happening in the real issue in the FOF, kung anong nangyayari kapag may tryouts. So, yun po.
All right. Thanks for that, Coach Jo. I'm actually going to go back to that later on. We're going to talk about the FOF experience and how it has helped us. So, Coach Laika, what kind of involvement did you have with the FOF?
Last year, I was part of the NOFA coaching staff for boys, boys 12, boys 14. Because being the academy administrator, the players, the boys 12 came from that last year.
Okay. Sorry, what was that last part that you shared?
The our team for boys 12 born 2007, it's from the players are from the academy program, NOFA Academy program, which also started last year.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I'm also gonna go back on that academy. It's a very interesting topic also. Yes. So you guys have different involvements in the FOF. Some of you are organizing. Some of you were there as coaches. Some of you were there as observers also. Coach Jo, you said you experienced the FOF as an observer. What kind of effect did this have for you and your community?
For us, it's a big help, especially to our younger players, mga girls, because look forward nila that there is an FOF, an avenue for them to showcase pala their talents. And through that FOF, our parents also understand why we train that hard, why we have that schedule for our trainings, why we do the running, exercise, and everything, and also our coaching staff. It also pushed the coaching staff to strive hard also to improve by studying, improving themselves as a coach because of that FOF. Because we na-observe namin na yung ibang mga coaches ay ganyan pala yung nangyayari, ito pala yung event kapag FOF. So mas nag-widen yung kumbaga yung pag-iisip namin towards the goal of our program here in Pontevedra. Yan po.
All right. Thank you for that, Coach Jo. What are the other things that have helped you? What are the things that the FOF has pushed you to do more after experiencing what you saw there?
Mixed emotion, parang excitement, na-challenge, especially that our girls are 2 years younger than during that FOF. So we have 2 years preparation also. So those 2 years, we never stop preparing. So from time to time, together with our LGU by our mayor, ay continually help us together with the church na mag-continue yung mga festivals, invitational, football, seven-a-side, para hindi mag-stop yung mga kids at mag-drive pa rin yung energy nila na continue sila mag-training at maglaro kasi nga yung goal is makasali, no? One time mapasok din sila doon sa selection ng FOF. Kasi nalolook forward nila, ay ito pala yung FOF, pupunta pala tong national team. So yung mga bata at the younger age, parang may excitement, ay ganyan pala. So kailangan mag-training ako na mag-training. So yun yung parang malaking tulong sa club and also for us coaches na it's not hard for us to explain to them why we're doing the training and the scheduling of the trainings also.
Thanks for that, Coach Jo. Coach Maan, you were involved as a coach. Were you also involved in the selection process during the FOF?
Yeah, kasi just to explain, the FA is located in South Cotabato, diba? As I mentioned earlier, 1 hour siya away from Gensan. And most of the football clubs and even the FA's office is located in South Cotabato. So, nandun din yung big field. So, maraming talent doon. And I had to go there and be active in recruiting. Kasi with Gensan, we have to understand na you want to be able to bring the best talent. Because of course, you have to understand the goal of FOF, diba? It's really to showcase the talent that you have there. And I had to be involved in it kasi may mga ibang lugar ako admittedly dun sa South Cotabato na hindi napupuntahan. So I had to get the help of other coaches there in other clubs so that I'll be able to visit their training or if they have someone that they can refer. Like yung dun sa isang picture na pinakita kanina yon, mga mix yun talaga from Gensan, South Cotabato. And it's actually very important for me to be part of the recruitment and selection process kasi it would be better for me to be able to coach them well during the game. Meron kasing isang time nun na may iba kang player na sandali mo lang kasi siya na-handle, di ba? So, mas maganda to be able to see them really kung saan sila galing. At least alam mo how to push their strength during the game or how you can even encourage them and motivate them. So, that's why I go there and do it personally because I want to be able to have a handle and grasp of how the player plays and ano yung background niya para pagdating dun sa FOF, at least alam ko kung paano siya ma-push and paano siya ma-coach din ng mabuti.
Oh, so you really had to go around just to bring in some players also. Okay.
Yeah, but admittedly, hindi ko napuntahan like the whole South Cotabato. I just made sure na at least the big ones, yung may mga kilala rin na like mga teams na at least alam ko na naglalaro na talaga. Kasi it's very big. Like the place is really big. So it's really hard to go through all the province. I mean the municipalities within South Cotabato. So the most that I did was the first that I did was really coordinate with other coaches and ask them within the age range, and then yung iba, like I really go to their training then.
Mhm. All right. Coach Joanna, did you have a similar experience in terms of like your role there as a coach? Did you have to also do some recruitment, or could you share with us how the experience was for you?
Yung first kasi in Iloilo, konti lang yung mga clubs or teams na naglalaro like Barotac, Santa Barbara. But then last year, medyo madami pa. Then in Iloilo kasi, it is not just only in Iloilo and Barotac. This time, pwede na naming i-invite yung Aklan, tinawag na siyang Panay kasi for the whole island of Panay, one association na lang siya. So we can invite Antique, Aklan, Rojas, and Capiz kasi sa mga places na yon, meron din silang mga younger generation na pwedeng maglaro or willing to play football. So for the last year, 2019, medyo madami na sila. Pero still, para sa akin, we are looking for the under 13 para from under 13, pwede namin siyang ma-develop until U15. Kasi most of the games here, they're already playing sa school base, but then it was futsal. So, yun. Kinukuha na lang sila kahit futsal player kasi same din naman yung objective ng game.
For the coaches involved in the selection process, what are the metrics, the criteria that you use in terms of choosing players?
So for me, if I choose a player, yung pina-prioritize ko talaga is yung marunong siya magbasa ng game. At the same time, she can be played in different position. Kasi in FOF, tatlong set yun na 20 or 30 minutes. So, changing position or changing player. So, dapat yung players na kukunin ko, alam yung position na ilalaro niya.
Yeah.
Baka, Coach, you want someone to explain the format more precisely so that everyone can understand. Coach Apps, do you mind explaining the format of FOF?
Yung sa FOF, every game parang 3 halves siya. So first game is 20 minutes, then second game 20 minutes then, and third game is 30. Then after sa first half, papalitan yung 7 players na lang yung matitira. Then lahat ng sub is papasok. So lahat talaga mache-check yung player. Then sa third half is yung best 11 na ng team. Yun yung sa FOF na format.
Wow. It seems like a quick process too. I mean, how many coaches are involved in making sure you have an eye on each of the players, diba?
Sa team sa Cebu, parang 3 coaching staff yung dinadala. Pero yung sa last FOF, yung nagsa-scout si Coach Reggie. Kasi si Coach Reggie magaling na din kasi. So parang alam niya paano i-note yung mga potential na players. I think madali lang yun para kay Coach Reggie. Then si Coach Reggie na yung nag-ano sa kay Coach Chin, sa national team na coach na ito yung sasali sa regional na tryouts talaga.
Pinuking mo naman si Coach Reggie eh. Ngayon hindi na siya makaka-stealth mode sa mga FOF. So Coach Reggie Herata is actually the head of the youth department, and he heads the technical areas of development, which maybe Coach Laika would be the best to explain to us what that is. And he's on loan to us from JFA, or the Japanese Football Association. So if you want to learn more. That's a huge, another whole discussion. But if you want to give a brief one, Coach Laika can probably give one right now.
Okay, the TAD program, or the training area of development, that's actually what the Nova Academy Coach Simone is based on. So it's basically they want to the PFF. It's for talent identification, and from this program, a database should be created so that we already know the players here who are qualified in case we need them for the tryouts in the future. For the year 2019, we started with Born 2007. It's to start the campaign for U17 in the year 2022. So that's the age group that we started with. So there are tryouts, and then for us, for the academy, Coach Belay, I'll just use the academy. Is it okay if I use the academy as an example?
Yeah, but let's clarify lang that it's for boys that you're
Yes,
discussing.
yes, boys,
Yeah.
boys. For a start, we started with the boys, so 12-year-old boys. We had tryouts. For the tryouts, the players were invited based on their performance on our local league, the Dynamic Football League. So they were already identified by our local NOFA coaches. And then the tryouts were held here in Santa Maria Field. It was participated by 100 players from all over Negros Occidental. And then Coach Hirata was there. He was the one who helped select the players for the NOFA Academy program. And then the program, after that, we also had the good thing was we also had a coaches orientation. It's parang like keep the coaches of the respective players on board for this program. We had an orientation with them after the tryouts, and then the tryouts started in January. It was a weekend training because the kids had class. So they would come over, we would bring them over to Bacolod for training just on the weekends. And then it was also in preparation for the NOFA Cup, which was for the same age group. So the NOFA Cup is it's a 9-a-side tournament. It's an annual tournament participated by teams from different parts of the country. So it's all connected for that particular age group. And yeah, and the FOF was a huge part of this program because we also got to see how football was like for our neighboring FAs. So yeah, that's basically it, Coach Belay. Later we can go back if you want to discuss more about the training area for development, because it's not just for boys. The PFF, that's correct, Coach Belay.
Yes.
The PFF aims to establish a program for both boys and girls.
Yes.
And for different age groups.
The age group, I think it's gonna be kept at that starting point of what is it now, U13?
Yeah. Last year it was it's for U17 the year 2022.
So parang I guess the reason why I asked Coach Laika to explain it is parang so the coaches can see rin. When you're asking, like, there's gaps, right? Parang one of the questions will answer the coaches later. This TAD was developed kind of to start, providing solutions for the gaps that we're finding in terms of FOF, training camp, national team, international competition. Saan sila babagsak after? Where do they go back to? So it's kind of hopefully it all links together and we can get more FAs to do that.
Yes, and Coach Belay, it was a pilot project last year, started here in Negros, but there have been 8 areas already for the TAD 2020, there have been 8 areas that were already identified. So there's 3 in Luzon, North, NCR, and then South, and then 3 also here in Visayas, and then 2 in Mindanao. Because there are really a lot of talents here all over the country. So it's a good program.
Coach Ching, exciting ba yun? Para sa U15 girls, meron ka ng magiging training pool?
Nagpahinga ngayon kaya back to zero lahat. Sayang yung mga dapat ngayon mas naging magaling na dapat sila, pero dahil sa nangyari ngayon kaya babalik ulit sila sa basic.
Do we have like an online session for all our national athletes?
Not for the national athletes, but that's a good question actually for these coaches that we have here. Is there anyone running online sessions here? I know Wi-Fi will be and accessibility will be a big issue, but is anyone here running any programs?
Not yet, coach, pero yung sa Cebu, yung women's committee ng FA, she's planning na mag-organize ng online training session, kahit yung basic lang tsaka yung mga workouts muna for the Cebu players na babae.
So I'll just go back to the FOF again, and Belay mentioned earlier that there are gaps, like from FOF, what next? If you get chosen, what kind of training will you be having after that? Or if you don't get chosen, when you go back to your place, you're going to have to prepare again for the next FOF. What kind of development is there for you? I'll be asking each of the coaches about that. And I'll actually go back to Coach Lycos on her academy. But Coach Jo, I remember you mentioned that the FOF has helped you prepare for the rest of the year. Also, it's like it's a motivation for you and your players to do better every year. And you mentioned this church program that you guys have that I found really interesting. Could you tell us more about that?
Okay, before we started the sports program in Pontevedra, before the LGU, our mayor adopted the program in football, our church has this sports ministry, which we call the Ubabalu Calvary Football. It means it's a grace from God, the meaning of that Ubabalu, in which our program in football is anchored to the biblical lessons and everything. That's like when our topic is about heading, so there is a corresponding values there that we need to relate to our players, at kailangan maintindihan nila yon at ma-perform nila why they need to do the heading, the shooting, the passing. All of that is in the program. And that program runs whole year. It's because that program is called the whole life coaching. So, yun po ang nangyayari. And before pa na-discover ng LGU yung Pontevedra Footballeros Club, it's the church who supported us first 3 years before the government adopted also the program. Yun po yung help ng church.
Could you give us an example? What are the things that you tie to like doing a header or shooting a ball?
Example, we have that kids ages 8 years old or 7, younger than that. They're afraid to do the heading. So we need to demonstrate in what is heading. And because in our lesson in Ubabalu football, heading means courage. So you can just perform something if you overcome that obstacles. And doing heading, it takes someone to have that courage. So kailangan i-explain mo yon. And there are many lessons, moral lessons in attitude formation, values formation for the kids to perform that heading. So yung shooting, it's a privilege. It's a chance for you to do the job. So the responsibility is in you. So kailangan mapaintindi yun sa forward or sa winger na ikaw yung mag-shoot. It's your responsibility to do the job. So yun yung nangyayari. But it happens after the drills because we have the huddle time. So after the training, we have the huddle time. We gather the kids and explain what we're doing. So our topic now is about heading. So you need to do the heading because it talks about courage. And everyone who perform it, so meron ka dong courage na hinahanap natin. So kailangan kasi ang sports ministry namin, hindi lang kasi it's not about competition. Yung pinapasok namin sa mind ng mga kids. We engage in football and futsal. It's not about the trophy that we look after. It's about the attitude na kailangan namin i-impart sa kids na if wala na yung sports sa kanila or wala na yung mag-retire na sila, yung attitude remains. Yun yung aim ng church na kailangan maging proud sila na through sports, nag-build up kami, nag-produce tayo ng mga players, athletes, or person in the community na attitude-wise. In which yun ang kailangan natin now sa country. Yun po.
I really like how maybe they verbalize it over there. Yung heading like and courage, you attach the word to it because I don't know why that imagery is so powerful because I always share na when we used to do this program called Football for Peace, we visited Tawi-Tawi. I think they went on to Sulupa and Zamboanga. What you notice is parang yung tapang, they really go after the ball, which in Manila you don't see especially with the younger girls, lalo na younger girls, parang so much hesitation and takot. Pero if our experience going there is there was courage. There's no other way to verbalize it, I guess, is nandun yung lakas ng loob to just do that and walang takot. So wow, that's really so great, and I mean hopefully more people can learn from that. It doesn't have to be in the same way, but that's really a great example of how to be.
It's a whole year program po, coach. And it's we call it a whole life coaching because coaching hindi siya nagtatapos on the field. Hindi lang siya nagtatapos during session time, hindi siya nagtatapos during the training time or the playing time. Kasi nga it's about the follow up. Pagkatapos ng laro, pagkatapos ng training, kami ng mga coaching staff, we see to it na nafa-follow up namin yung players. Na naunawaan nila. Kasi yun yung problem natin sometimes When we go competition, festivals, or league, may mga attitude problem yung mga players. So something is wrong with the pagpapasok o pagpapaunawa ng moral values kumbaga in the game. So yun yung isang aim ng church na we will produce attitude-wise na players. Na hindi lang skills, hindi lang talents, but we can be proud na maganda talaga yung attitude. Yun yung pambato ng isang player You have that good values formation.
Thanks, Coach Joe, for sharing that really cute and creative way of how you guys do things there. Coach Maan and Coach Joanna, do you guys have programs that are similar to that, or what efforts are you guys doing based on after the post FOF? What programs do you have for players who go back to their communities? Coach Maan?
Yeah, actually, to be honest, we don't have an actual parang like program when the players come back after FOF, but we do continue their training and their yung exposure nila to different tournaments. So admittedly, when these kids come back from FOF, usually it's also within the time frame that some of them are already preparing for futsal for DepEd, diba? So we have to balance yung part na they will be training for futsal and then for football. So para mabalance lang din yun, we allow them, like ako, my players, I allow them na sige, maglaro ka ng futsal, but at least ilaro ka pa din into football, especially during the weekends. And then, there are not much tournaments kasi here in our area, sa Gensa, in the city, but in South Cotabato. So, we also explore that kasi like ako, may players na kung bawa hindi ka mapili for FOF, paano mo i-continue ma-encourage yung player mo na tumuloy? Lalo na minsan, di ba, like the rejection, hindi ako napili, ganyan. But as we allow them to play more, kumbaga yung confidence nila to play, yung confidence nila, and yung understanding nila ng game, mas na de-develop, at least to prepare them for the following year. So that's what we do pagbalik. And then there was this one time, like I had the play. It was a season kasi that personally, like, I could not handle the player kasi I was pregnant. So, sayang naman kasi magaling siya. So, I had to ask another coach na sort of ampunin, like, if they can continue. The problem lang is, pagbalik ng player, syempre, medyo siya umangat. Tapos, yung iba niyang mga kasamang players, medyo parang umangat ng konti, but still not the same. So, until now, we're still trying to find the balance ng what do you do if, halimbawa, meron kayo isang player na umangat yung level niya. So, yung iba, hinahabol namin through, yun nga, tournaments pa, and then having them play with other boys. Kasi minsan, mas nagiging, for lack of better term, mas nagiging maton sila. So, they're able to really, although admittedly, it's not really the best scenario kasi you want them playing, like, the same. But that's one thing that we have also done, at least lang, to be able to create opportunities for these players that I have. Kasi nga, since wala masyado, as a coach, we have to find creative ways na para maangat din sila and magkaroon pa rin ng continuity. At least, para yung player will not lose interest in the sport and will still continue. That's at least for me.
Yeah, it's pretty much a challenge also. I mean, we all go through different challenges coming back also to our communities based on different factors also, environment, resources. But Coach Joanna, how about you? How's your experience? What are the efforts that you guys are doing in your community to help develop the players?
So, same thing din kay Coach Maan. Konti lang kasi yung yung tournaments namin dito for girls. If meron man, women's open, but then some of the youngers, very rin sila na maglaro even though it is a women's open. Then, yung ginagawa ko after ng FOF is give the responsibility sa coach na kung saan sila galing na club. Sasabihin ko kung anong skill dapat i-improve, anong skill ang more i-develop para at least pagbalik nila by next year, maangat na sila. At the same thing, when they go back to their own clubs, mai-invite or ma-encourage din nila yung ibang girls sa kanilang club para at least dadami sila ng dadami. Kasi after ng FOF, syempre sa ibang lugar sila maglalaro. Then pag-uwi nila sa kanilang club, kwento sila doon na ganito nangyari, ganito, ganun. So, ma-encourage or ma-push, maka-invite sila ng ibang girls din para at least dadami or i-increase yung number of girls dito sa province namin.
Thanks for that, Coach Joanna. Earlier, we mentioned the NOFA Academy, right, Coach Laika? So, and although this is for boys, I feel like, and what was that, the TAD that you mentioned earlier also?
Yes.
Yeah.
Training Area of Development.
Yeah, and this is something that's going to be nationwide eventually?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It has been, actually, Coach Belay, just correct me if I'm wrong, Coach. It's been planned for the year 2020 to do the TAD in the 8 identified areas I mentioned earlier, but because of the current situation, I'm not sure how
It's gonna
things
affect
will
the
go.
timeline.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically it's what will happen is the players will join tryouts in that particular area. So for example, us here in Negros Occidental, the neighboring FAs, because there's also one Iloilo is also an area. So the other players, those nearby, they can join tryout, and then they will be trained twice a month. But it's voluntary. And then they will be monitored, so your lineup will might change based on their performance. So they will be assessed how they're doing, and then yeah, that's it. this is really in preparation for the AFC U17 2022. Yeah. So we will get to see more players, identify more players. It's more widespread.
Yeah, and
That's
I think
correct, Coach Belay.
yeah, and I think it's trying to find the solution also to the problem that I'm sure Coach Ching and Coach Abs can attest to na kulang talaga yung 6 weeks para mag-properly gel yung team and para makuha mo yung balance ng team mo. And makilala mo rin syempre yung players. At least dito, centralized sila in different, granted it's different areas, but the coaches can pop in anytime and there's always there's an assigned coach to really work with them and can give evaluation and feedback to the national team coaches.
And sorry. Sige,
yes.
go, Coach.
Go lang. Go.
And it just popped in my mind. And also siguro in this if it's this kind of setup, yung may certain standards na tayo. Kasi I was also thinking of Coach Ching, yung identity natin, maybe sa style of play or yeah, that's what I was also thinking about. Kung ano yung I wanted to ask you kung paano yun, but maybe next time na lang. Pero through this, we can establish kung ano yung expectations natin sa coaches na mas standardize natin. But of course, it's up for discussion. Kung ano yun, kung what are those elements that we're looking for sa players natin, sa coaches, and sa style of play natin or approach. Parang ganon.
Sige, para masaya, since nandito rin naman yung head coach and assistant coach na US national team. So Coach Ching, pumunta ka sa San Carlos Field. Nanonood ka. Umiinom ka ng kape. Ano yung tinitingnan mo? Ano yung hinahanap mo sa players mo? May dala kang notebook, wala?
Siyempre, may dala ka notebook.
Ano ko parang stealth eh.
Actually, yung pag sa scouting kasi, hindi ako matandain sa number, no? So, kailangan kong naglilista talaga. At saka,
Picture din.
Picture. Yan.
Tama. Nakakalimutan niya yung
pang profiling. And then, interview konti, o kaya yung kakilala, yung player na kunwari, number 9, yung mga ganun ba? Mga details na pwede nating and then, syempre, tingnan mo talaga yung paano sila maglaro. Kasi lalo na yung sa FOF, halo dyan yan yung isa sa challenge sa coach, no? Halo yung player mo. Yung mag-try out, hindi pwedeng ang di marunong, hindi mo i-entertain. No? Merong beginner, merong intermediate, merong advanced. Kaya pagdating ng FOF, halo-halo lahat yan. And then, maganda yung program ng PFF na bigyan lahat ng chance yung player na maglaro. Kasi part iba, second part, and then third part yung best. So, medyo mahirap mag-scout ng players mo, lalo sa mga FOF. Kasi, minsan one-sided yung game. No? Makita mo, magaling kasi yung kalaban mahina. Yan yung reality na pagdating sa football. Mga FOF na gano'n. Minsan, hindi mo makita masyado yung player yan. Hindi siya magaling pag yung kalaban malakas. So, kaya merong regional tryout na after ng FOF, may regional tryout Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao para yung best dadalhin. Doon sila magkita-kita, let's say, sa Visayas. Merong isang schedule na 22 players invite para maglaro. Yun yung mga identify. And then Mindanao naman, ganun din yung ginawa. No, yung mga players na na-identify na marunong, nagmi-meet sila. So doon mo ma-assess ng maayos kung isama doon sa camp. No, kasi meron ka lang 30 players para sa camp.
Okay.
Coach Belay, pwede ko ka-ask question?
Sure. Pero, make sure mo directed kay Coach Apsa.
Ay, sige. Either Coach Apps or Coach Ching. Coaches, matanong ko lang. 'Di ba yung FOF, Coach Belay, is for talent identification.
Yes.
Coach Ching, before, 'di ba, you were also a national team player. Ano yung talent identification process natin before nung wala pa yung FOF? Kasi 'di ba it started, I'm not sure, pero I think 2011 siya. 2011 siya nag-start yung FO. So before that, ano yung talent identification process? And second question, now that you're a coach, sorry now that you're a coach, makikita mo ba yung yung ma-appreciate mo yung FOF para sa gano'n na proseso? Sorry.
Baka maging controversial to.
Huwag na natin pag-usapan yung tao na.
And I was just wondering. Pero,
I
safe
think
answers.
may problem yung audio ni Coach Ching. I don't know if it's just me.
Hello?
Coach Ching, medyo, siya, pakiayos lang muna kasi medyo baka masakit sa, it's yeah. So si Coach Apps, itaturn ko muna kay Coach Apps. So ikaw, Coach Apps, dumating ka sa Davao, sa Agro. Punta ka muna sa Agro o bibili ka muna ng pomelo? Sige. Tapos, may dala kang notebook. Pagdating mo doon, how do you look at, when you look at the players? Because our coaches are here din naman and maybe viewing us. What are you looking for?
First, yung talaga, game understanding ng players in each position nila. And then, yung mga na-learn ko lang din, like, yung pag-identify. Kasi, madali akong kalimutan yung mga players. Kay Coach Ching ko lang na natutunan na, yun, mag-take ng pictures sa team, tapos lagyan ng number, yung mga ganun para matandaan kagad. Pero sa characteristic ng players yun, yung game understanding ng each player sa loob ng field, kung saan yung position nila. And then, yung height din, tapos, yung attitude nila sa inside, if pagpasok nila parang may aura na lalaban, yung ganun po.
Pinabasa mo yung aura nila. So, coaches, paano tinuturo yung aura pagpasok?
Heads up.
So basically, you look for game understanding. Yun yung, I think, kailangan lang maintindihan ng coaches natin kung ano talaga yun eh. What does game understanding mean to you coaches? So that I don't know. I think is it just me? It needs further explanation. Kasi parang, is it attached pa rin also to their age and something like that? Can you expound? Wait, si Coach Ching, medyo try natin yung yung audio.
Hello, okay na?
Ayan, okay, go.
Yan. Yung sa pag-scout ng players, no, marami yan. Yun, isa na yun, game understanding. Paano siya mag-react kung nasa kanya yung bola, no? Kung paano siya, kung attacking player siya, ano yung attitude niya if one-on-one sa goalkeeper, one-on-one sa defender, no? Kung mawala ba sa kanya yung bola, nire-recover ba niya yung bola o hinahayaan niya lang? Sorry, makulit. So madaming tinitingnan paano siya mag-distribute ng bola, kung lagi bang high ball, lagi bang ground, yung mga ganun ba, kasi lalo na sa mga bata ngayon, yung ibang bata puro lang sipa ng sipa. So marunong ba siyang mag-distribute ng bola or na-identify ba niya yung mga possible na receiver? Pasensya na. So yun, and then yun nga, attitude, no? During sa game. And ano pa ba? Physically, kung ano yung build ng katawan niya, tapos yung paano siya lumaban, no? Ginagamit ba niya yung katawan niya kahit maliit siya or malaki ba siya pero hindi naman siya ganun ka-strong. So madaming aspect yung tinitingnan lalo na pag nagsa-scout ng players.
Okay, sige.
Akulit, daday.
Sige, mute muna. Mukhang medyo na. Wait,
si daday ko.
future member ng youth national team. Basahin ko muna yung 2 comments, no? And then one will be a question sort of that hopefully someone can answer. So number 1, Davao, Ateneo de Davao.
Belay,
Football,
Belay,
yes?
you'll have to come to repeat it because you got cut off.
Okay, is it okay now?
Yeah, okay na.
Sorry. So I'm reading lang from Coach Nolly Ayo of Ateneo de Davao. This is such a great direction. More stories of women coaches and leaders in football. Hi to Maan and Simone, both leaders of the Mindanao Peace Games. From Coach Nolly. And then I have one. It's kind of an interesting, hopefully mabigyan ko ng justice yung pagbabasa. Hi, good afternoon. Bakit hindi gawin competition yung FOF? Iba kasi yung performance ng player pag nagko-compete. Mas mataas yung sacrifice and effort. Pag competition kasi, everyone works as a team. Pag talent scouting naman, individual play yung ginagawa nila. Tsaka pag yung coach na humahawak, may favoritism sa player, yung ibang player hindi sa kanya, hindi niya na pupush na lumabas yung potential. Just asking why we don't put into reality games. For you coaches, would it be possible? Does anyone want to take this one? Raise your hand. Ba't puro smile lang kayo? Pag ako nagtawag, mga caught off guard lang kayo. So I suggest you raise your hand. Parang si Coach Ups ready. Coach Joanna, go.
Okay.
You're on mute.
All right. Hello? Okay, pag sa girls, young girls kasi, for my own observation, pag sa young girls, pag sinabi mong laro, tas pupunta kami sa ibang place, parang para sa kanila, competitive winning yung lalaroin nila. But then, by the end of the game, ina-explain pa rin natin na there is no, this is not a tournament, there is no championship or medals. Sa mga bata kasi, makikita mo pa rin na kahit hindi siya competition type, yung eagerness nila na manalo or makagol, nandun pa din siya. Kasi pag if ever competition type siya, though mas malelevel up siya, pero same lang din siguro yung result ng game. Basta sabihan mo lang yung mga young girls na, oy, laro ganito, ganyan. Yun.
Okay. Anyone else? Sige, Coach Maan.
Okay. I actually agree with Coach Joe. Kasi in my experience then, yung mga if you put in the mindset agad na competition, di ba? Just because the FOF is not competition na format doesn't mean that you will not tell your players to compete well and that you're not going to push them to make the sacrifice and the effort. Yun kasing, for me, kasi okay lang na hindi siya competition kasi you're training the players also na balancing it na what you call this, if hindi siya competition, are you still gonna play your best game? Are you still gonna give your sacrifice and effort? Which of course, when they get scouted, if they get scouted and they go play in the national team, that's part of it naman eh. Kasi malalaman pa rin naman nila na competition yan in the future. Kasi nga, like, you're aiming for the national team. And at the same time kasi, when dun sa part na, it also unburdens the coach na halimbawa, it's talent scouting, diba? Medyo mas may leeway ka na, okay, you put this player, okay, halimbawa, forward siya, tapos biglang, sige, you wanna put it in another position. Parang, you become, kumbaga like ako as a coach, mas okay siya minsan kasi parang hindi ka masyadong nababurden na ipanalo. So you can be more creative, you can have more leeway na sige nga, itry nga natin to, baka mas lumakas mas maging maganda yung laro niya, mas mapalakas yung kanyang chances na mapili. And at the same time, gusto ko lang i-correct si Sir Julius, hindi naman porke hindi mo player yun is my favoritism na lagi. I would just like to correct that notion na personally, and I know some coaches na it's not always about naman yung sa player mo eh. Yes, it happens at times, but if you really, like as a coach, syempre kung ang inisip mo talaga is yung kapakanan ng player mo, and yung kapakanan na, you have to look forward, to think forward, na it's not just about your player, it's about football, Philippine football as a whole. So syempre, di ba, parang as much as gusto mo ilagay yung manok mo dyan, hindi naman din ibig sabihin nun na hindi mo na ipupush yung iba mong player, kasi that would also be a reflection of you as a coach, dahil ikaw nagdala din dun sa player na yan. I think that's just for me. So yun, for me, it's really okay that it's not competition format because it gives you more opportunities to be able to play around with how you're going to coach your players. That's it.
Additional lang din, coach. Kasi sa parang sa coach din, dapat i-showcase kasi natin yung each players. So ilagay natin sila sa position na kung saan sila makita. And then din yung mga national team coaches, di naman din nila pinapakita at tinitingnan kung magaling ka bang mag-dribble from middle third to attacking third or defending third to attacking third. Tinitingnan din nila kung marunong ba yung player mag-connect sa teammates niya, kung when dapat mag-connect, tsaka paano yung pag-connect sa teammates niya. Coach.
So yes, okay, all very valid and good points, no? So I don't know, just to add na lang siguro really quickly is parang there's a time and place naman for everything, no? It was established kasi what the sayings, we can't really please everyone, but then the fact that this was established essentially for talent identification, and then yung what's understood is you still have other competitions going on. And I think one thing you also have to consider when you're running these types of competitions or programs is will we burn out the player? Like at what point should we really start this type of competition? No, I think we have to go back and really study this, what's best for our players in terms of yung development nila, and also for yung selection na nga for the national team, which of course the coaches and the players want to happen. So Coach Maan?
To close today's session, I'd like to ask all our coaches here, what's your dream for women's football in the Philippines? All right, Coach Jo?
Siguro sa akin, it's yung isa sa dream ko na mabigyan talaga ng avenue yung mga younger players natin. At saka mayroon din tayong program na ibibigay doon sa mga players na hindi siya masali during the scouting. Kapag may avenue pa rin sila to continually do the job na ini-aim nila. Lalo pag na-cut off sila sa screening committee, meron pa rin silang yung mga FA natin, may program para makater pa rin yung mga kids natin na may mga potential at may mga skills na mga bata. At pangalawa, isa sa ini-aim din natin at nilook forward, hindi lang ako actually, pati yung buong church namin sa sports ministry, na yung mga players natin na national, kasi national level na yon, hindi lang magaling maglaro, but yung attitude talaga in which we'll be proud of, na pupunta tayo sa ibang bansa, na ma-identify, it's really the Pinoy players, na yung attitude talaga yung makikita, na not just magaling, but still, meron din yung ugali na para mag-boost up din sa ating bansa.
Thanks, Coach Jo. How about you, Coach Laika?
My answer to your question, okay lang if I enumerate some things?
Yeah.
Sige. The first would be to be more specific, Coach Belay. Yung dream ko is to see us, Philippines, dominating the ASEAN competition, especially sa age group tournaments. Yes, because it is very, I think everyone would agree nga kaya natin. Yes, kaya natin. So that's my dream. And then another one would be a more sustainable national program, both for girls and for boys. And then also to be able to provide our women coaches, referees, and players yung best opportunities. And that also includes opportunities abroad if we have international linkages para more options sa kanila. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Coach Laika. How about you, Coach Joanna? What's your
For
dream for?
me,
Okay.
sorry. For me, my dream for the women's football is to play more international. Maybe we can start from the younger generation until to the Women's Open, until na ma-reach natin yung Women's World Cup sana. Then we are going to do that if we start from our locals, na sana madaming numbers of girls playing at a very young age. Yun.
I was waiting for someone to say that. Women's World Cup.
Yes.
Thank you, Coach Joanna. Coach Maan?
Copy paste. Yeah, but yeah, my dream is to really, have a more sustainable program and opportunity starting from the grassroots, and involving all stakeholders, so like the players, the coaches, and even yung mga referees here locally and overseas. Kasi I think if we dream the World Cup, then we really need to be able to experience what's out there, and that would only happen if here at the local level we're strengthening from the grassroots lang, kasi it's hard if you start ng under 30 na, yung under 30 na, under 15, parang hindi naman sila susulpot bigla, diba? So we start with like grassroots, and then yun nga sa youth level, and then of course, sana more leagues for yung mga graduate ng colleges para hindi naman din sila mawala. Like, I'm really happy na meron tayong yung mga tournament natin, di ba? But sana more na that would really be an opportunity for some women to know na, after ko mag-football ng college, meron akong pupuntahan. Na parang, if I opt to become a coach, that's fine. But if I want to play lang professionally, then there's also an opportunity for me here in the Philippines. And, like, if they have that opportunity here, then also the dream would be to play outside there, like in other countries. So yeah, hopefully.
Thank you for that, Coach Maan. How about our fellow coaches here from the national team? What's your dream for women's football in the Philippines?
Ako is yung makarating sa World Cup, and then more grassroots, yung may category na talaga sa U7 na girls or U10 na separate na hindi na magmi-mix, and then yun, more tournaments sa locals, 11 aside, yung ganun.
Thank you, Coach Apps. Coach Ching?
Okay. Hello. Okay, sa dream for women's football, nung naglalaro pa ako, sa national team, dream namin na magka-medal, no. Pero hindi sinuwerte. So hanggang naging coach ako. Then naging coach naman ako, naka-produce naman ako ng players na naglaro for the youth, and then luckily yung iba doon is nasabay kay Coach Let na naka-medal. And then at least ngayon dahan-dahan lalo na yung women's national team natin na nag-qualify na. So siguro yung mga tournament na ongoing, nakatulong din yun na ma-improve ang ating football, yung playing ng football sa Pilipinas, no. So sana tuloy-tuloy lang from local to national, mabigyan ng opportunity yung ating girls. So create more tournaments para sa girls, kasi dati merong national tournament, no, kasama siya sa PNG, ang PFF naka-organize ng mga national tournament for every FA, no, doon na-identify yung ibang players. Pero since ngayon nag-uumpisa tayo sa mababa so binalikan natin yung mga grassroots program natin. So sana tuloy-tuloy yun para at least dahan-dahan tuloy-tuloy yung kung ano yung nakuha natin ngayon na na rank, no, lalo sa women's football. So dahan-dahan lang, aabot din tayo kung ano yung gusto. Pareho lang, halos lahat pareho naman tayo ng gusto, at least makarating sa World Cup kahit hindi tayo kasali, pero at least yung Philippines, no, yung pangalan ng Philippines andun. Kahit sino yung nag-represent, so malaking bagay na yon para sa atin.
Kasi you were part of that process. You have to recognize that everyone here and everyone, all the female coaches, players, were part of that process to get to the Women's World Cup. That's why I think it means a lot to everyone.
Thank you. Tayo lahat.
Yeah. Thanks so much, coaches. Yeah, we're talking about dreams, and you can't just talk about dreams and not talk about hope. And the thing is, with football in the Philippines, it's common to hear people say na walang pag-asang football sa Pilipinas. But the thing is, Philippine football has hope as long as we all do our part and continue to make efforts to make it grow. It may not be perfect, but it's great to see individuals and groups doing what they do to keep football alive in the country. So football is not doomed. It is very much alive, and we have to continue working together to push it forward. That's all I have to say.
That was kind of like perfect. She took away everything that I could have possibly said. Which is like, good job. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm at a loss for words now because it's so. Ang ganda to see that from every level of women's football, parang the sentiments are shared naman. Everyone sees the goal. Now, how do we move forward with this? I think it's by connecting and making sure that everyone knows that the goal is shared. How are we going to get there? The vehicle now is, I think, our next step. And I think you coaches being here together, thus kahit na parang binunutan ng ngipin si Coach Ups at si Coach Ching and si Coach Laika, for that matter, to be here. They are here today to discuss with us. And I think that's a big step in the right direction. And hopefully we continue this and engage more. And that's it. Thank you for joining us for #GrowHerGame Filipinas Football Forum at Home series today with the coaches of the FOF girls from different FAs. Hope you can join us again on Thursday for our regular programming. We'll be posting our topic and our guests soon. Thank you and have a good weekend and stay safe, everyone.